Hey everyone, I just don't have any idea what I'm going to do with this computer. I ran out of memory so quickly, it's just weird. We got some cards out here, I'm going to have to catch you up. Okay, so there is a transition, a moving on, leaving baggage behind. What you're doing is you are leaving behind the competition, this fighting with this thief. You were able to successfully defend yourself, and you're entering a new chapter, which is causing um, a tower moment for them. For the ones that were this thief, they're in a tower. Everything's falling apart for them. Sudden changes because you're coming into your reward. They couldn't eliminate you. They couldn't take you out. They couldn't be you. So you're coming into the fruits of your labor and stability on your spiritual throne. And you're coming into a courtship, a kingdom union. This thief tried to paint you out as somebody other than who you are, but it failed, and they're in a tower. You are love. They sent forward somebody, a Knight of Cups. They sent forward a Knight of Cups in the hopes of making a proposal to you. He did something or said something that turned you off, and you were like, get out of my sight. You were unsatisfied with the proposal. And it's kind of crap that they're even coming in like that, because they're just playing games. You're not interested at all. It's like you've got your wish come true, and you've got your compass. Okay, and they want to mend this connection, but you're like done. You're like so done. You're in this energy. Your faith has been tested. You're persistent. You're resilient. You're not confused about what's been happening here. This thief ran out of time to work against you. There's no more time for them to continue messing with you. Here and now, the ancestors are here and now. Your family, daydreaming, longing of sitting on your spiritual throne and having your reward. But instead, they're receiving a painful ending. You were able to defend yourself against them. And now they betrayed you. And now they're having a painful ending. You were working with high standards. You were making sure that everybody was getting what they needed. And you were unappreciated. They didn't care about you. They only wanted your gifts and your position. They don't care about you. They wanted to be you. They wanted to bind you and be you. But instead, they are bound. They're restricted. They're being held back from you. They have a bunch of habits, and they wanted your purpose. They're under an illusion, some weird fantasy, wishful thinking about being you, wearing these fancy, important little religious suits and saying, I am the Most High's chosen one. They've got habits, and then they point at everybody else who may be smoking or whatever and saying, you've got habits, they're a hypocrite. They're the epitome of hypocrite. You gain a victory over this, and you move away from that. They have a limited perception. They can't even see clearly. Whatever it was they were trying to pin on you to steal your spiritual throne and your position, it didn't work. You're not guilty, and you didn't neglect anybody. Even though they were abusing you, you still provided them the services that they needed. Even though they were trying to eliminate you, you still gave of yourself. Even though you were being severely challenged by this thief who wanted to take you out and be you, you were still providing services, and you were still able to defend yourself. They can't say that you refused to provide services. As this chosen one of the Most High, even though you were being abused, you still provided those services. And now you're moving on. It's over. You have a full understanding of what happened. Privileged lady on the spiritual throne in the courthouse regarding this sudden wealth. This thief tried to steal it from her. She's got a 9 of Cups, a wish come true, and a life path. A life path. And a house. And a house. And this one, he's like all up in his thoughts, trying to ping you in your mental body. Let's fix our connection. Let's be friends. I care about you. They don't care about you, okay? They care about what you have and what you represent. You are not confused about this. It's too late for them to do any additional work against you. You are resilient. You're making a journey. You're leaving. You're leaving. It's too late. You're leaving. You're making a journey. You get to go home. Your ancestors are suffering a painful ending. They don't get a love union. They didn't love you. They didn't love you. They were daydreaming about being you, but they didn't love you. Even though you worked your tail off to make sure that all of their needs were met, they didn't appreciate you. They're a false person. They're false people. They didn't care 2 bits about you. They wanted your gifts and they wanted your position, and they hated you because they had to come to you to get the blessing. They wanted to bind you, restrict you, and be you. But you're not in despair. They wanted to bind you and hold you back. But you're not in despair. You're just being you. They're in an illusion. They got this wishful thinking. They're in a clouded, habitual, like they're doing drugs or something. They're doing drugs and they're having this weird fantasy about being an important person, having this God-given purpose, but that was never them. They were never chosen. They're in poverty. They've always been in poverty. They don't have a spiritual fortune. They don't have, they're running around acting like they're all religious and stuff, but they're dead inside. They accused you of neglecting people, and you didn't. They did. You're unconcerned. You're not under adjudication. You have been found not guilty. You did not neglect anybody. You have no reason to be concerned. You're not under adjudication. They have a very limited perception of you. and you gained a victory over this. You've got the Chariot there. What else you got? You got the Chariot here. You got the Journey card here. You're going on a journey. You've got your Compass card here. Compass. The pathway is open, and you're moving. You're moving. You're moving. And you got a wish come true. You're moving. On the distant horizons, you got a sky ship. It could be a sky ship. The sky ships are here. The ancestors are here. So you've got your sky ship here. They're coming for you. They're now, or maybe they'll just be joining the crowd. I don't know. But I think that some of us are going to actually be going on sky ships and back to our home star system. Not all of us are from here. Your pathway is open. You've got unexpected income for the work, for the toil and labor that you have done. And your pathway is open. There's a wealthy man here who's in bad health. And you're coming into your union with the main male. They were unsuccessful in the spirit to stop this change, to stop this shift. They're trying to force it. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. They're in grief. They're in grief because you were able to defend yourself. You're moving on to a new chapter. And you have empathy. You can see both sides of a situation now. Your eyes are fully open. Your eyes are fully open. They can't trick you anymore. And they're collapsing. Everything is collapsing around them. You're entering into your spiritual courtship, your kingdom union. You're coming into the fruits of your labor with this Nine of Pentacles, and you're seated upon your spiritual throne. You're a privileged lady. You are love. They blame you. They're blaming you. They think that the responsibility for their well-being is on you. You were the one that was given the gifts, and they have to come to you for these gifts, and they were really pissed off that they have to come to you for these gifts, so they thought that they could absorb you and then just be you and have the gifts by doing some weird backwards mutation magic or whatever. They're confused because you cut them off. You're like, you rejected their proposal. You were unsatisfied with what they brought forward. You were like, that ain't love. They failed. They failed. They failed to become something that they were not. They failed to take the identity of this privileged lady. She's coming into her Nine of Cups. She is emotionally stable. She has her compass home. She has the compass home. She's going home. They want to mend this connection. They're trying to ping her in the thoughts. She's not confused at all. They ran out of time. They can't work against her anymore. She's going on a journey. She's leaving. And she's choosing to focus on the lighter side of life. She's leaving. These ancestors are still daydreaming, longing for her. Whoever this privileged lady is, they're longing. They're not longing for her. They're longing for the gifts and the spiritual throne. They long for her position, for her status, but it wasn't given to them. They didn't earn it. They thought that they could steal it and wear it and be it, but they weren't able to pull it off. They don't have any love inside of them. They're having a painful ending. This one came out first. Growth. Growth. It's about growth. They will be expanding in consciousness and awareness. These ancestors. They thought that they could take a shortcut and cheat and just absorb your energy and pretend to be you that way. But now they're actually going to have to go through a growth and expansion. They're false people. They didn't appreciate you. You worked very hard for them. You shared all of your gifts and your services with them. And every chance they got, they hurt you. Every chance they got, they blamed you. If something went wrong in their life, it was your fault. Denial. They're false people. They denied you. They wanted your services. They wanted your gifts. They wanted you to be kind to them and to make their life work out in a good way. But they hated you. Health. You're not in despair. You're still just being you. You're healthy. You honor the vessel that enshrines your soul. They're restricted. They're being held back. They don't have any gratitude. They have bad habits. They're in poverty. They're spiritually poverty. They have nothing inside of them. They spun a lie, but you didn't neglect anybody. You're not guilty of neglecting anybody. You're not under adjudication. You don't have anything to worry about. They have a very limited perception, and they were lying about you big time. And you've gained a victory over this. You're going on a journey. You're going home. Even though you were lonely, you know that you're never alone because you're connected to the Most High. And He knows, they know, this family knows who you are. Your Star Nation family knows who you are. And no matter how much crap this thief tried to bury you under, you're still shining. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You have a healthy self-esteem. You're not in pride. They were bringing you adversity that you had to persevere through. They really tried to take you out. You're an honest person. They wanted your abundance. They wanted the qualities. They wanted to be a limitless being that has that it has the ability to manifest whatever they desire. They wanted to be that, but they didn't want to do the work to become that. They thought that they could just absorb your life force essence and become it. Lazy. Thieves. who don't have the discipline to buck up and do the work to actually earn merit. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. The fact that they're still coming in trying to hook you up with people is really a disgrace. They should leave you alone. You've already got your connections. You're going home. And they're still trying to snag you into some freaking contract in the ethers. They're still sending in these creeps with proposals, trying to connect them to your spiritual throne. Collaboration. Yeah, they worked hard against you. A whole bunch of people worked hard against you to steal your spiritual throne and all of your gifts that were given to you by the Most High. They're blaming you for their well-being, for their own well-being. They're in a tower. You persevered through this challenge. You persevered through the abuse. And you're coming into the fruits of your labor. You're seated on that spiritual throne. They failed to bind you into a 3D contract or a 4D contract, whatever you want to look at it. You're in the courthouse right now and you're getting your sudden wealth. You are loved, privileged lady. They're confused and upset because you don't want to have anything to do with them. Adventure, explore, passion, travel. Privileged lady. They're in conflict. That's all they're ever in. They don't have anything other than this. That's the energy that they live in. Bribing people. Tempted. They were tempted and they were persuaded to try to destroy you and take your life. You have no confusion. You know exactly what they did, and you're moving away from that. You're going on a journey. You're leaving. You're gearing up for the last stand. It's almost over. Reunion. Reunion. You're having sweet dreams. They couldn't bind you to their commitments. They couldn't bind you to their commitments. They're restricted. You're not in despair. They're in confinement. for coming after you. Wow. They're daydreaming about your money and your real estate. That's what they're daydreaming about. They want your money and your real estate, your privilege, your title, your status. They're in an illusion. They're whacked in the kielbasa. They want your gain. They want your vitality, your connection to the divine. They don't have it. They're disappointed and they're cursed. They're in poverty. They wanted your purpose. They weren't able to steal it from you. Whoever these people are, they were trying to fool the Most High into thinking that they were you. They wanted to dress themselves up in your life force energy and vitality. They wanted to unalive you and put you in a dark, deep, scary place so that they could have this house and reunion and compass. They wanted your wish come true. It didn't work out. You've reached your goals. You've got your chariot. You know that you're never alone. You're always connected to the Most High. You're always connected to your family, your true family, from whatever star system you come from. You're always connected to them. They know who you are. They know what your essence is, what your energy signature is. These ones try to infiltrate your system with downloaded energy signatures, with frequency and vibratory manipulations to affect your energy, which then affects your mental body and then if they implant negative thought forms, then that energy implant feeds the negative thought forms, and then before you know it, you're having a really negative time. But you were able to master that. You were able to recognize what was happening and you were able to cut it off. You're like, no, I recognize that there's a manipulation happening right now and I'm not going to feed it. And so you were able to move beyond that and reach your goals. You're not guilty of neglecting anyone. You're not under adjudication. You don't have anything to be concerned about. These ones with a limited perception, they could never ever see clearly. They never did see clearly. They're very vicious. And somebody gave them some knowledge that they thought was going to work to flip the script. It was a daydream. And they're furious. They're acting like a nut. They're wanting to apologize. They're furious, but they want to apologize because they're overloaded. They're in a nightmare. And they're fighting with all their friends. Whatever, man. It was their choice. It's what they wanted. Collective energy, please. Spirit, collective energy. Oh, wow. It's going faster this time. Maybe I just need to read the cards and not talk less. Alrighty then. Relationship ending. Over with this thief. Done. Finito. Letter. They're getting a letter. A letter of concern. They're in grief. Blaming you. Their shitty experience is your fault. They're your foe. They don't care nothing about you. You were able to persevere through all of that crap that they laid upon you. And you're coming into a house. You got house here and house there. You got a house. In my father's mansion, something or other, blah, blah, blah. The father's house. The father's house. You are love. You are passion, you are adventure. You've reached the top of that mountain. You have reached the pinnacle. You have successfully met these ones with a proper defense. You got a lover here. You are loved. But you didn't want this offer. Whoever this was trying to come in and bind you into some contract, they weren't able to pull it over on you. They're not loyal. They just want things. You were able to see the truth of it. They're in prison. They're facing prison. So they were coming forward to try to save their ass and make a proposal because they couldn't take you out. And you're like, so if they couldn't steal your wish come true, then they want to at least make a proposal and take part in it, right? But you saw through it. You see through it. You know what they're doing. They're coming forward to try to mend this connection, but it's only because they want your stuff. They want your position. They want your spiritual throne. So now they're going to come in all lovey-dovey. Oh, I tried to stuck knives all in you, and I did, and I made you carry all this heavy burden, and I shot all over you, and I ganged up on you with all my friends, and I bribed people to hurt you. But hey, let's get together. I want to share your pathway. No. The answer is no. N-O. They, whoever he's trying to ping in the head and mend that connection is receiving a big fat no, because this room card is mind for the mind, and they're getting a no. So they're trying to telepathically convince somebody to mend this connection, and they're getting a big fat no. They may even be trying to bribe somebody into it. They're in a misfortune. Everything in their world is falling apart. They're a thief, and they were counting on stealing your life path. And there's no confusion here. That's exactly what they were doing. Wow. Wow. So these ancestors here and now, they're going to have to grow. They were daydreaming about your reunion, and they're in a 10 of swords. They were not able to get your hookup. They couldn't become you. They've lost hope. They didn't get the wedding. They didn't get the fortune. And they're not happy. You're having sweet dreams. They were not able to bind you to their commitments. This is a false person, and you are denying them. You felt unappreciated by them, and you're letting them go. They couldn't bind you to their commitments. Wife. You're somebody's spiritual wife. You could be like on another star system, a planetary system or something. There's been like a war. A spiritual war. And I think there was some individuals, wives, maybe even children, who were left here with a guardian to protect them while the husband went off and fought in this spiritual war. And unfortunately, the guardian, the ones who were supposed to protect them, martyred them, sacrificed them, trying to become gods. So they sacrifice them to whatever lower deity, brutal deity that they've been worshiping. These people that they were supposed to be protecting. And it could be that they've been recycled through lifetimes of pain and suffering, waiting for these precious moments when the compass to the house and the rewards were going to be delivered. They weren't able to take you out. You survived. You persevered. And they couldn't convince anybody that they were you. They're in confinement. They're being restricted. They're being held back. So you are you. It's time for you to go have some fun. You're not in despair. They're cursed. They cursed themselves. They cursed themselves. They're false. They don't have gratitude. They curse themselves with loneliness and sickness. They're in poverty. They wanted your purpose. They're in an illusion. You've reached your goals. You've gained a victory. Service. You provide services. You never neglected anybody. You're not guilty of neglecting anybody. You're not under adjudication. There's nothing to worry about. These ones we're painting of, these soldiers are in need of consolation right now because you're going on a journey. And the messenger of despair is here. They got a message and they're in despair. They could have lost their wife. I don't know, but whatever soldier is coming back to claim his wife, these ones have something to answer for. And they need consolation. They're sad. See you on the next one, everybody.